Welcome back, people. It is episode 51 of season 3 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We are officially back, and it is good to be back in the Middle West.
Yes, you are. Welcome,
yes,
kid.
it is good. It is good. I'm not quite home yet, but I will be soon. So this guy's back in the Midwest groove because he's back.
Back in the Midwest groove.
We got a fair amount to get into today. We got a strange and unusual. We got a little bowl talk. We got a little basketball talk. We got a little baseball talk. Got a little NFL talk. And we'll just give you a friendly reminder that wherever you get your podcasts or would like to view these beautiful fotches, we are on the YouTube. So, without further ado, Vince, how the hell are you?
I'm good, man. I'm also back. I'm just back in my house now instead of in St. Charles. So, back in the city, feeling like a sewer rat like I like to. And it's nice. I now work in the city, so I don't have to drive all the way out to the suburbans anymore. So life's looking up. Just finished my Christmas shopping today as well, so I am feeling pretty good, my friend.
I haven't even started. I hate to say it.
That's good. You have 3 days, 4 days.
Literal 3 days. Life's been crazy this whole month. I've been somewhere. If you've paid attention to the podcast, I think we've had like one home game for Mike this entire month.
Your background's been changing a lot.
Yeah, a lot of different backgrounds, going a lot of different places, training a lot of different people on fire alarm guy stuff. So
cool.
You know, hey, do what we can for the people, Vince. Do what we can. Get back, do some last minute shopping, be with the fam. This is gonna be like the first Christmas in like 5 years where our entire family's gonna be together. So
it's gonna be loud, brother.
It's gonna be loud, and the only thing I'll say is I just came for the stuff and not to argue about nothing.
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, right?
Get ready for the political talk.
Oh, boy. Lord help us. But we do have a strange and unusual, like missing and, not having your Christmas shopping done 3 days before Christmas. But this one's a little bit more strange, and Vince sent this to me today, and, talk about being a semi-political. I'll let you bury this one.
Okay. I'll give the long and short of it. I'll do everything around it, and then we can get to what we actually want to do, because we're a sports comedy podcast out here. We're not around here trying to talk about racial injustices and all of those things. But
no.
Rashard Mendenhall, people who watch sports, people who are on Twitter ever, they know the deal on this. Rashard Mendenhall posted a tweet, and I quote, "I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all-black versus all-white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT." Obviously, first reaction to that from a lot of people are, oh, Rashard Mendenhall's being racist. I'm like, whatever. Like, the majority of the NFL is black, and black people are generally more athletic than white people. That's a fact.
Who'd have thunk it?
It's a fact. He's like mostly right as far as the athleticism thing is concerned. And then what comes to mind then, and a lot of people started doing this, J.J. Watt did it, Will Compton did it, saying, okay, what do the teams look like? The black team is OP, obviously. Like Tyreek Hill, not going to be able to be covered by anybody. But the white team is an interesting little thought process for me here. And I think
it is.
We could fill out a couple spots here, see where we can go. I think we're going to need to mess with some maybe college players or retired players to try to fill out a couple of the positions there.
Oh, absolutely. We got to go all time. You can't go modern day. You got to go if you were to field.
Let's say they're the same age. They're the same age that they are right now, but you can play anybody. So we can't take Joe Montana unless you want him to play as like a 60-year-old. But if you want to take TB12, you still can. You just might be a little bit old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just stick with skill positions then, and then we'll try and find a corner somewhere, because I don't think there's one white corner.
There hasn't been in years. There hasn't been in years.
I forget his name. He played for the Giants. Now this is going to bother me.
I don't know. I don't remember him at all because he wasn't even that good.
But he was serviceable.
He was good enough to play in the NFL at cornerback, which is saying more than most white people that play
Justin
cornerback.
Fox was the last one, and he played for the Eagles.
There you go. What, 2011 or something like that?
He converted to cornerback in 20, making him the first. Oh, okay. So, no, Dustin Fox is on the Eagles now, and that has made him the first white cornerback in the NFL since 2008. 2008.
Because white dudes are slow, man.
Troy Apke.
That's who I was
the guy
thinking of.
before him. And then there was one more.
The fact that we can count
thread that I bet.
The fact that we can count 3 is the funny part, I feel like. The fact that you can count how many white corners there have been in one hand in the last 30 years.
Yeah, so we're fucked at corner, but let's talk about skill positions.
CMC, obviously.
Quarterback.
Obviously. Christian McCaffrey's obviously the running back.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. No questions about it. Done. Finished.
Who was the running back on the Browns?
Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
Peyton Hillis could be a fullback.
Peyton Hillis is like 42 now. But I'm also like, what's Mike Allstott up to?
Mike Allstott, Woodstock, Illinois legend. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's retired somewhere.
But we also got Kyle Juszczyk. You got the guy that's on the Chargers. I can't think of the name. Oh, gosh. Patrick Ricard. He's also a good fullback. So
yeah, that guy.
We got fullbacks taken care of. We got tight ends taken care of.
You could really look at going heavy set, like Jim Harbaugh type deals, like, you know.
Yeah, but he's old, dude.
On the field I see
what you're saying.
I'm talking about like how I would play it today. We don't necessarily need speed guys. We could just dink and dunk down the field all day and score.
Well, you start Kittle at tight end, right?
I mean, you got Kittle, you got Kelsey.
But you put Kelsey maybe in a slot. You put Mark Andrews on the other side. Because we're going to need wide receivers, too. Like, who's our wide receiver one? Cooper Kupp?
Got to be Cooper Kupp, man.
Do we get Puka Nacua? Or where do Islanders land?
No, Puka Nacua doesn't. He's not white.
He's Islander, though, so he's not going to be black either. So how do we – I saw one argument that was –
the line?
I saw one argument that was like, since there aren't any black kickers in the NFL, there are punters but not kickers. I saw one argument that was like, if we can get the Pacific Islanders, you guys can get the Asian people, and then you can have Young Wei Koo.
Okay, so they would. All right.
So then we can get like Penei Sewell.
League of Nations. So what are we?
Well, you got to start drafting anybody that's like not 100% white.
We know the black team's probably gonna fucking smoke.
They will. Right? They'll destroy us. We don't have anybody that can cover Tyreek Hill. It's fucking game over.
No,
it's done.
It's just like straight up go route all game. I guess you could convert Harrison. What's his nuts on
Smith?
Harrison.
But
Smith,
we need him to start there.
I mean, you could put a linebacker in theory.
I guess.
At safety. I mean, Brian Urlacher played safety in college. So.
All right, who's starting quarterback then? Josh Allen?
Either Josh Allen.
Burrow?
Or Burrow. I mean, we're stacked in the QB department.
We don't get Mahomes, or do we?
Well, he's half and half.
50-50. I don't really know.
So if that's the case, so if Mahomes, right, if we're truly going off
the black and white
spectrum, does he get to pick? Because we know what he's picking. Or is he like full-time quarterback when you played backyard football as a kid and he plays for one team
both
during
sides.
one half
and
the other in the second half?
I like that. Because they still got Lamar Jackson, so we're just going to get diced up everywhere. But like, I'll take Josh Allen.
I would take Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. It just depends on the offense you want to run. Now on the offensive line, I would say
stacked.
Year over year, we're stacked, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we got some dogs.
All the Eagles.
Yeah.
Just take all of them.
Half the Eagles' offensive line, Jason Kelsey.
Lane Johnson.
You're in good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even say Gronk could come back for like a game and play tight end.
But do we need? We got Mark Andrews, we got Kelsey, we got Kittle, we got T.J. Hawkinson.
More weapons, the better, brother.
Who plays wide receiver besides Cooper Kupp is my issue.
Kelsey.
Yeah, but is there another like Scotty Miller?
Scotty Miller is great. Barrington legend. You could also go with that one white dude on the Seattle Seahawks. I forget his name.
Oh,
something or another.
Yeah. He had a crazy game.
Catch this season. I mean, like I said, in the offensive line, we're fine. Now, defensive line, defensive end.
We're okay. We're okay.
Kerrigan would be good.
Kerrigan's the first name you go to for defensive end?
I mean, like stand-up defensive end. Well, yeah, the Bosa brothers are both insane.
Yeah.
But, like, I would ask Luke Kuechly
TJ Watt
for one game. Yeah, the Watts. You could ask JJ to come back.
JJ comes back.
Kuechly to come back. Luke Kuechly retired way early in his career.
Yes, for sure. For probably reasons why he wouldn't want to come back, but still, we can ask him to come back maybe and just for a game. Help us out. I think we're okay on the line.
Argument.
We have no internal linemen, none at all. We got Matt Milano. We got Italian King Matt Milano.
Pat Phillips.
Who's that?
That guy who used to start in the middle for Buffalo.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Ed Oliver is not white, so we can go.
No.
Matt Milano in the linebacker position, and then maybe see, that's the thing. Like, you have Harrison Smith as a safety, and then I heard an argument to bring Christian McCaffrey play both sides, and then he can play corner maybe. Like, who else do you have?
Yeah, no. Hey, if we got to run him both ways, well, Travis Hunter that shit. I mean, he's that good of an athlete.
Julian Edelman,
maybe
back.
Edelman comes out of retire to play slot.
It's an idea.
Or just return kicks.
So,
right, Danny Amendola, what's he doing right now?
True. So final score, I'm gonna go white team 14, black team 64 or something like that.
I never would have thought we'd see the fucking day where on the podcast we were having a legitimate Chappelle show style racial draft.
Well, I heard that it was like Chappelle needs
a racial draft.
I saw that, so for anybody that's not for sure white or for sure black, Chappelle would be the host of the draft for the white versus black team. It was just okay. I think overall my takeaway on this whole thing is that number one, it was a funny tweet. He was probably being relatively serious. People freaking out about it. Shut up. It's a hilarious thing to think about. Obviously, the white team's getting smoked out. There's no doubt about it. Just calm yourself and just realize that the world is the world and have some fun with it. And that's my takeaway from it.
We, as a black delegation, select Patrick Mahomes.
So, yeah, right, exactly. It's are we going to have guest people come out? It's this is our favorite white. McConaughey is going to announce pick number 2.
Now, knock it off, Darnell. Knock it off now.
Yeah, we got De Niro drafting Tommy DeVito on the white team.
Yeah. Tommy DeVito, though, did we hear, speaking of Tommy DeVito, fellow greaseball, one day maybe a fan of the show, his agent was trying to upcharge a restaurant for an appearance.
No.
$10,000, overnight.
So they didn't come to terms on anything. Also, you went dark. You're a little ghost man. His agent also very Italian, Mike. I think
No, I know. Hold on. Now I'm telling ghost stories. Keep
I know.
Going.
I'm going to. Then I'm going to see if you could figure out your life here. His agent is Italian. We did say that his name was. There you go. We said his name was Sean.
I just had a move.
Yeah, just make sure you just do the wiggle every now and then. Your light will stay on. Yeah, his agent is definitely Italian. I guess his mom just liked Sean Connery a lot. But no, the price of the bag went up. I guess it was they didn't agree on a price, and they came back to him and they're like, "Come and do this." And they're like, "It's $20,000." And they're like, "What the fuck? You said it was 10." It was it used to be 10. It's 20 now. They didn't agree. I don't know if it's good or bad.
What type of gangster shit is that?
I don't.
Man,
what the
fuck is
you gotta strike while the iron's hot, right?
What the fuck is he doing, looking like the fucking greaseball elf on the fucking sideline in Louisiana? What the fuck? What are you doing?
He got inducted into the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame today, which is
where that's located.
The city of Chicago.
Bet your fucking ass it is. Afterwards, they went to Freddy's and had an Italian sausage.
For sure. No fucking doubt about it. So I guess congrats to you, Sean. Strike while the iron's hot. But yeah, that's it. I don't think this DeVito thing's going to last much longer, and we can talk about that when we get to
he'll have
the
his 10 seconds. He'll have his 10 minutes of spotlight. He'll be a backup quarterback for the rest of his career. Far much more than most of us could say. I mean, hey, he's proven he can win games. So if you're proving you can win games, that's the best job on the planet, by the way.
You get a nice Colt McCoy or a nice Chase Daniel type contract, I'll take it all day.
Chase Daniel netted the most money out of any backup quarterback in existence.
Mm-hmm. Mostly from the Bears. Go him.
Yeah, I know. They gave him like $10 million.
I don't blame him. He was good when he came in.
He just didn't throw an interception. That's literally your job. Just don't.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. Well, needless to say, if you're going to be a backup quarterback in the NFL and you want to look good, especially for the holidays, what a better stocking stuffer.
Stocking stuffer.
What a better stocking stuffer than Henson Shaving.
This part of today's episode is brought to you by none other than our friends at Henson Shaving. If you guys have been listening to the show for a while, you already know that we swear by Henson Shaving. We've been using them for months, and there really isn't a better product out there. The Henson razor puts an end to shaving irritation and cuts while also making your skin feel comfortable and smooth. This razor is made by using CNC machines to aerospace standards. That's right. Rocket ships, people. That means it's made to very tight tolerances, meaning that the combination of how securely it's held and how minimally the blade is exposed delivers a smooth and safe shave no other razor can offer. It's literally one blade. Be safe. Please be safe. They're very sharp. You twist on the top and you get to work. It's that easy. You remember the beard bet? You remember me shaving off the whole thing. If you need to watch somebody use it, go on my Instagram and check it out because it's really that easy. Cost of ownership averages $88.20 every 2 years, which is essentially $177 less than normal cartridge razors. They're sustainable. It's precise. It's Henson Shaving. It's got a nice weight to it. It's made out of metal. None of this plastic garbage. So please use the promo code THETAXISQUAD, THETAXI. SQUAD at checkout, and you'll receive 100 pack of blades free with the purchase of the razor. So you go on the site, you add the razor that you're looking for, and then you add 100 pack of razors, you'll get those for free. For most users, this amount of blades will last you 2 to 5 years depending on how often you shave. So that promo code again is the Taxi Squad at HensonShaving.com. Go check it out.
College football.
Yeah.
Not a ton going on right now.
Yeah.
No. It's quiet season. It's like, I was comparing this last night. Friend of the show, Zach, and I are out here doing work stuff. And we were discussing it. This is the time of the year where it's like that goofy gap period in July with baseball and the All-Star break. And there's like no sports on other than like fucking basket weaving. So unless you want to watch the NCAA volleyball tournament.
Or basketball.
Yeah, but not a ton of basketball is on right now. And let's face it, early season basketball is fucking snooze fest.
I'm watching it, brother.
Really, I know you love it. And don't get me wrong. Trust me. We're just going to give Vince his minute to just fucking rant and rave on everything NBA. And Mike's just going to sit here and be like,
you can have opinions, but I will tell you when you're wrong. That's the beauty.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But with all that being said, college football bowl season has officially kicked off.
Yep.
And I would like to discuss the Toastery Bowl.
Sure.
Hosted in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, the two teams that played in this game were Western Kentucky University and Old Dominion.
Everybody was getting up for that.
Yeah. Both middle of the road. Let's face it. I wouldn't have been watching it unless I was like on an airplane for 3.5 hours
and just on my way starving for college football.
Just wanting something, and live TV was available on the flight. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to watch this game. Turned on the game. It was 28-35, Western Kentucky losing. About 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're going over the highlights of the game. At one point, Western Kentucky was down 28-0. They came back in the second half with a true freshman quarterback and won in overtime.
Yeah, badass.
It was truly an impressive game to watch, and I thought it was something that at least deserved some recognition.
For sure.
So
5 TDs?
Dude, Caden Veldkamp. You'll never hear that name again. Caden Veldkamp, true freshman out of Louisville, or I believe Lexington area. So he's playing for his hometown team. 40 of 15, 383 yards, 5 tutties, 1 interception. Kid put the team on his back, won this game. Now, let's talk about Old Dominion. Old Dominion, on 2 separate occasions, had the ability to go for it on 4th down in their red zone, to win the game or go up. The first time was in the 4th quarter. Western Kentucky's defense was fucking on some shit, right?
Yeah.
They stop them. It's like 4th and 3. Their kicker had missed a 48-yarder earlier in the game. This was a 49-yarder. But his longest made on the season was 51. So they said, all right, we're going to send them out. So they send them out.
Popular opinion thinks that he would make it, right? Popular opinion is like he'll probably put
I understand the analytics and all this, but let's face it, this is the fucking Toastery Bowl. You got to come correct.
Don't forget, it's the Toastery Bowl.
Toastery Bowl. So in the Toastery Bowl, he gets a field goal block. Pow. Then Western Kentucky, still down a touchdown, drives down the field, scores a touchdown with 4 seconds left in the 4th quarter to tie the fucking game. Shit was electric. Go for it on 4th and 9, and Caden Veldkamp fucking throws a piss missile to the corner of the back of the end zone. Touchdown.
Bingo.
Awesome.
Bingo.
Loved it. No, not done. They go into overtime. Coin toss. Western Kentucky starts with the ball, drives down the field, scores a touchdown.
Field goal.
Field goal.
Yep.
My bad.
Okay.
No, flip it around. Old Dominion started with the ball.
Okay.
Drives down the field. They are on like their 10-yard line.
Yes.
Then they get to their 2-yard line. They try and do the tush push, and it doesn't work. They get bogged down. So they decide, you know what? We're going to go out there and kick this field goal right on the 1. False start penalty. Drives them back 10 yards. They send the same fucking kicker out there. Guess what happened again? Blocked. Toastery Bowl.
Toastery Bowl.
They flip it around. Western Kentucky takes the fucking ball straight down the field, gives it to their senior kicker. He puts it right through the uprights.
Yeah.
End the game. Caden Veldkamp's a fucking Toastery Bowl champion, people.
Absolute electric factory. Your recap of it, also like electric factory.
You think he just got like a big piece of toast?
Maybe. What the hell is toastery?
I don't know. Something with toast?
I would assume that it's like, yeah. See, that's the problem with these bowls, dude.
The famous Toastery Bowl.
What is famous toastery, dude?
It's got to be something with toast, Vince.
I assume, but like you make that much money on toast that you can sponsor a game?
I'm at the grocery store. I'm buying eggs and toast. As
it's a restaurant.
Oh,
Comfortable setting for classic and creative takes on American breakfast, brunch, and lunch dishes in Ashburn, Virginia.
See, so toast is involved.
Oh yeah, there's they probably sling some toast out there, dude. Oh I mean, yeah,
hey, I love some. Don't you love a good piece of toast? When's the last time you had a good piece of toast, Vince?
You know what? I baked some sourdough the other day, and then I toasted
fucking
that.
Betty Crocker.
Yeah, I like to cook sometimes, so I made some toast out of that, and then I used some homemade.
I don't consider that cooking.
Well, I cooked outside of the bread. I made the bread, and then I cooked and used the bread in the cooking too.
Do you have a bread maker?
I don't have a bread maker.
Oh, you should invest in one of them.
My mom has one. It's pretty clutch. Yeah, I was just slow and low and just churning it on the Mixmaster.
That a boy?
That's all you can do.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking making sourdough in your kitchen in the city.
I'm full of it, man. I'm full of it.
Okay.
In my bacon era.
Yeah, Vince is in his bacon era. We're gonna get him a fucking apron. We should get you a Taxi Squad apron.
I would wear it.
Would you rock it? I would rock a Taxi Squad apron.
Book it. Let's get it.
book it. We're getting Taxi Squad apron. Cooking show? Potential cooking show?
No. I'll chef it
You
up with
trying to fuck
Mr.
shit up in the
Unlimited.
kitchen? Let's
Yeah,
do it.
dude. As long as Russell Wilson's there.
Be careful, might get spicy. Now, I would like to give a honorable mention to Kyle McCord, who, what the fuck are you doing? Former Ohio State quarterback, jumped in the transfer portal and decided that portal and decided that it was time to go to Syracuse.
Weird move, man.
Play for one of the best programs in the country. You're going to fucking Syracuse.
He's probably not going to start next year. I think that was the first thing that happened. I think he was like, I'm definitely not going to have a position starting this next year. I also think that he kind of sucked, and his only really good game was against fucking Notre Dame, which drove me nuts.
I mean, he hung in there against Michigan. I mean, that was still a close game.
Yeah. I mean, then that's a very talented team as well. But I think he saw the writing on the wall. I think he knew this is a 1-year stint, and they were going to have to change because if they ran him back and they try to beat Michigan again, I don't think that's going to happen. But it is like Syracuse, Tommy DeVito. That's where he started. So maybe
Tommy DeVito started at Syracuse and transferred
and then went
to
U of I. Yeah.
Let's not forget.
I can't.
I'm just saying, doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But, hey. And then Oregon's out here getting major recruits. Malachi Nelson decides to leave USC. A little disappointed about it.
Cool last name, though.
Cool last name. But, yeah, no, that's about all I got for college football. What are honorable mention? What are some of your favorite bowl games coming up?
Oh, I don't know, dude. Honestly, I'm excited for the playoff. Part of me is excited for next year so we get all those teams in the playoff. But I do get up and at them for the Rose Bowl. I get kind of disenfranchised when all the good players are sitting so they can, better their NFL draft stock. So, you're losing a lot of guys. Like Joe Alt isn't playing. Sam Hartman isn't playing for the Notre Dame Golden Domers.
Jaden Daniels isn't going to play. A lot. I think it's kind of like a toss-up. So you really don't know. This is like all.
Do I blame them? No. Does it?
No.
Does it weaken my interest? Yeah, for sure. But I am excited to see the Rose Bowl. I'm excited to see who ends up going to the championship. So all those will be fun. But it's just kind of like, okay.
Hey, December 23rd. December 23rd is bold day extravaganza. You get football all day that day.
Oh,
right?
Hey-o.
Yeah, you get football starting at 11 a.m. going until 9:30 p.m.
I'll be watching.
So,
I'll be getting my hair cut, and I'll be watching 2 days before.
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Oh, snippety snap.
You're welcome. There's a reminder for you.
Brain.
Mike, can we jump into one of my favorite sports?
Yeah. Get after it.
NBA. First thing I want to say is Zach LaVine's been out. Zach LaVine's been very supportive of the team, so I don't want to be like he's out and we're better. He's been a positive impact on the team, but Kobe White has been playing off his ass. His difference in points per game from last year to this year is the highest in the NBA, the largest increase. He seems to be making everything. He seems to be able to play point guard, which is what I want him to do, which is what we need him to do because we don't have one of those. The fifth highest change in points per game goes to Alex Caruso. So I like to see those guards kind of stepping up. The Bulls aren't great, but the Bulls aren't bad. So I just wanted to point that out first before I get into this. Ja Morant. We've talked about Ja Morant a lot on this podcast, mostly for gun-related issues, especially in the Strange and Unusuals. Ja Morant returned from his second suspension for gun issues. And move, and wiggle, and shake, and move. If you're not on the YouTube, you don't know what I'm doing. Ja Morant returned from suspension. He dropped 34 and also gave them a buzzer beater to win the game. The Grizzlies have been in a rough patch this year. Marcus Smart hasn't been able to play. Derrick Rose has been injured as well this year. Ja Morant is much needed. Little boost to the team. I guess he went up to the coach and he's like, hey, should I throw a little alley-oop to Jaren Jackson? And they're like, no, you take the ball. He did. I missed him playing basketball. He's so fucking good at basketball. It's great.
Oh, when he's playing, the guy's electric.
Monster.
He's absolute electric factory when he's not trying to be a thug, when he's not trying to be Clarence out here from 8th Mile. He's a dog. And I mean, when he got suspended last season, I mean, it was truly a blow to this team. they were in contention to go to the playoffs. And with him, I think they would have gone a lot farther.
Oh, they were second in the Western Conference last year. They were amazing.
So maybe this sparks something for him. And I mean, you got to love D-Rose on that team, being a 6-man.
For sure.
Bulls legend.
Yeah, he comes back up and he's doing a lot better. It's kind of what you hope to see. I do like that team. And also it was fun to watch because they played the Pelicans last night. So it was like Zion versus Ja. And I think the Grizzlies won that one, if I had to be a betting man. They both have issues, obviously, but seems like Ja Morant, as far as skill in the basketball court, is going to end up beating
I love Stephen A. Smith. Rebuttal on Zion Williamson. They love him in New Orleans so much that the chefs prepare for him to eat the table. And you're like,
Zion looks fat. You're like, whoa.
You're like, yeah, man. I mean, that guy likes to indulge himself in the finer things in life. If we're talking food,
women,
porn stars,
food.
He's not, I can't say what I.
I think him and Brandon Ingram were pretty blazed the other day in their press conference, which was pretty funny. So I'll take it.
Yeah, a lot of these guys anymore don't even try and hide it.
You don't have to. You're allowed to.
I know, but as a professional, show up and be a professional.
I'm with you. I couldn't podcast high. I'll tell you that. Tried doing that before. It doesn't work out too well.
No, it doesn't at all. You just get stuck. You sound sad.
Exactly. So I don't know. Maybe it's a recovery thing. Who knows? But the next topic I want to get into, the Detroit Pistons. Have you heard about the Detroit Pistons recently, Mike?
No, but they haven't won a game.
They're historically bad. Detroit, 24 straight loss streak. Insane. The Detroit Pistons have been over 500 for more games this year than the Bulls. And they lost 24 straight, which is funny. But regardless,
horrible.
Their 25 losses in their first 27 games, tied for the third most ever behind the 2015-2016 The Process 76ers and the 1970 and 71 Cleveland Cavaliers, which nobody remembers.
It's like at this stage of the game, why not just go watch the G League guys if your team is this terrible? Like, I'm not going to go spend $1 bajillion to go watch the Bulls. Like Vince and I did it last year. We went and we watched the Windy City Bulls. We had a fucking riot. We paid like $10 to walk through the door, and I think it was like $5 beers. It was sick.
And then we were just watching that guy pour beer all over the ground on accident. That was a good time. That was a very good time. But the thing is with the Pistons, they've been bad for a while. They obviously got Cade Cunningham first overall last year or 2 years ago. They got another high draft pick this year. They had Jaden Ivey, who doesn't seem to be working out well either. They got the old coach from the Phoenix Suns, who is an absolute monster. That doesn't seem to be working either. I think there's bad juju on that team from tanking for so long, and I don't know, man. Something's got to give. You can't keep having these top 5 draft picks and not doing anything. Like, at some point, you're going to have to – proof is in the pudding, just like we do when we talk about the Bears. It's like you got to figure out how to win games at some point.
Yeah, the NBA is tough to win, and it's tough to remain consistent with young talent and grow young talent anymore because these guys come in so quickly, and I feel like you need some sort of veteran presence to rally the troops, and if you don't have that, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, you see the Chicago Bulls over the years. It's just been like you get close, you get close, you get close. And like we've talked about for years, just basketball purgatory is the way I call it. Like I'd much rather suck, and just suck some more in order to, get lottery picks than just be in this constant like, oh, are we going to compete for the East? Are we going to be the 8th seed?
That's what the Pistons are doing.
I understand that. But like, would you rather deal with the frustration of what the Bulls are? You pay Zach LaVine all this money. He wants nothing to do with them. He was looking for a trade. So you're going to ultimately get some lottery picks for that in some capacity when the trade deadline hits. Kobe White's playing off his ass at this stage of the game, trying to get as much value as you can for him.
Keep him.
Why?
Him. He's the pride of Chicago right now.
You re-signed fucking Vucevic, who is a one-trick pony.
Good deal, though. Good deal with him.
How is that a good deal? He can't play defense.
Because they didn't sign him to a max. He got like a 3 years, $30 million or something like that. I'll take that all day.
Still enough. I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm with you. I see what you're saying.
You need a guy. You need a baller.
Yeah.
You need a guy in the middle who's going to fucking beat and bang.
they're not going to be able to trade Levine for like a high draft pick because the team that's contending is going to want to get him. There's like conversations about him going to the Lakers. He's not going to the Lakers. They can't give us anything. The Knicks want him too. I don't think that's happening either, especially with Jalen Brunson just playing off his ass. But both teams need help on 3-point shooting, and he's very good at that, as been obvious the last, 5-6 years of his existence. But I do think that he should get traded. I do think that he will get traded. But I don't think it's going to be to a team that he wants to go to, because it's been proven over and over again that you don't have to do that. Damian Lillard is a perfect example of that not ending up happening. So I think that they should go with that playbook, get the most that you can get for him, and send him wherever the fuck you want. But we'll see how that ends up happening. I don't know how it's going to happen. I know that I don't really trust them to make a good trade, and they'll do what they end up doing anyway. And Reinsdorf owns the team, so he's probably just going to sell it for $100 and a pack of peanuts.
No, he'll never sell the White Sox. He'll never sell the Bulls. It's going to
sell Levine. I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying sell Levine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't completely understand what's going on right now. I'm just like, okay, where are we going with this as a team? Like year after year, it's the same story. And tickets are really expensive to see a really shitty product. The Bulls
they sell out good. Still. Everybody loves the Bulls.
But it's because they're the Bulls. And it's the only brand of basketball we've had in this town ever, when it's the only brand it'll ever be. But, we all want to hang on the great days where we were competing. And, if you've been watching the Bulls as long as Vince and I have, you just always go back to pre-D Rose knee injury. And you think of what could have been with that team. Because we were going to win that. We were going to the finals that year.
I want Andreas Nocioni back. Give me Nocioni.
Give me Nocioni and Korver in their prime. Come on now.
I'll take it. Send it over to me. One team that's playing ridiculously well that I don't know is going to stay consistent. The Minnesota Timberwolves are at the top of the Western Conference right now. The Lord of the Rings #2, the two towers in the middle there with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, seems to be working out. Anthony Edwards. Hey, did you see this little tidbit this week, Mike?
No.
Anthony Edwards, the pride and joy of Minnesota, the young star, the young buck, he's in some heat with some leaked texts from a supposed side piece where he got her pregnant, and he was like, get an abortion, LOL. And then she said, I already got one. I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, I don't want a kid, so we got to figure this out. So essentially a bunch of shit went back and forth, and he's like, go get the pills or whatever that you needed to get. And then she was like, let's talk about it. And he was like, send a video of you taking them. She's like, let's talk about it. He's like, send the video. She's like, I don't know why you're being mean. He's like, send the video. That's all he did back to her. He did a statement, blanket statement, like, that's not who I am, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, you're going to say that when you get in trouble for that. And then he goes out on the court last night and he makes an absolute disgusting block. It was awesome. And he just doesn't seem to be affected by this at all.
What if the cradle was his... What if, he really leaned into this?
That would be bad. But, yeah, I read into it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. He said he doesn't want to have kids. I'm like, that's just crazy that it got put out. But then once I figured out that it was a side chick.
Pull out if you don't want children.
Then once I figured out it was a side chick, I'm like,
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool, especially if it's a side chick. Fun fact.
Yeah, and also just don't have a side chick if you're in a committed
relationship. Don't have a gumad. Don't have a gumad in the way of the Sopranos.
Yes. So Anthony Edwards doesn't seem to be affected that much by it, but nonetheless, they're the best team in the West, and the Celtics are the best team in the East. Kristaps Porzingis is making a real big difference, though, for sure. The only problem,
once he's on a team where he doesn't have to be the A+ number one guy, right, and he can just play and facilitate, he's great.
Once he, the problem with them is that they're having a hard time closing out games. They're not really attacking the rim. They're kind of settling for perimeter shots. So we'll see if that ends up coming in to be an issue in the future. And then the Josh Giddey-led Thunder are in second in the West. So It seems like that's getting swept under the rug.
There's a lot of hoeing going on in the NBA.
Yeah,
man. There's a lot of hoeing going on.
These guys like there's teens, there's abortions. What are we doing? And then finally, the Lakers raised their banner, their in-season tournament banner.
Okay.
Who gives a fuck? They've been playing like shit since they won.
Knowing LeBron, he probably was like,
oh yeah, Anthony Davis was like laughing and like, yeah, LeBron actually was pretty moot that whole time. So I think, and they've been playing bad, so I don't think he's trying to like glorify that. They're 8th in the West right now, 15-12, and anything could happen the rest of the season. They don't have 3-point shooting, which I mentioned before with the Levine thing. So they want him. I don't want Austin Reeves. I don't know what they're going to give us. So leave it be. Don't send him to the Lakers. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him.
Across town? We could talk about the crosstown guys.
Who's that?
The Clippers are on a tear.
Finally.
9-1 in their last 10. Kawhi Leonard has played every single game this year.
Wow. Go figure.
Who would have thunk? That team is going. James Harden is going. I think if they keep this up, they can really be a force. They really can.
Wouldn't it just be awesome to be like a top tier NBA player and just decide A, when you're going to turn it on, B, when you want to play, and then like 3, like, I don't really feel like going to a championship this year, so I just think I'm going to fake an eyelash injury and go sit on a beach somewhere because my money's guaranteed.
You can't do that unless you're Nikola Jokic, who just comes in and plays all the time.
Well, and don't get me wrong, Jokic is a dog. I mean, he's not from this country. Yeah, Doncic as well. When Doncic is in shape, he's fucking amazing. But I will say this much. I do not understand this thought process. It's like they're fucking coddled little bitches who compete when they want to compete and try hard when they want to try hard, and they know their money's guaranteed, and that's what it is.
It's a lot of running.
I understand it's a lot of running, but you get paid $1 bajillion.
I'm with you. I'm not giving them excuses.
If somebody was giving me this amount of fucking money to run a lot, I'd be running a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. I'll take that money
I would show up in
a
fucking clown suit to get my paycheck every day if that's what it mattered. I'd show up and just be like,
agreed.
Right,
well, you want to know who's not playing right now? And it's not up to his choice?
Paul George, James Harden?
No. Draymond Green. Suspended indefinitely right now.
Yeah, whatever.
His antics are catching up to him. I think it's going past like the annoyingness thing. He punched Yusuf Nurkic in the face the other day. He's like doing shit that you're like, you can't do that. You just can't do that.
In the 90s, they used to do it all the time.
I know, but like
Lonzo Moore and the like they got enough.
Not like he's doing, and he's doing it for like. The thing is, he's doing it for, like, press. He's like, he wants to be in the news. And he's got to figure it out. The Golden State Warriors are not playing well. They're 13-14 right now. The Chris Paul experiments isn't going great. And Draymond's out. And Klay Thompson just doesn't have it right now. And I don't know if he ever will again. So
yeah, no, once again, come on. We can't, this is like overreaction at this part of the NBA
I
season.
don't know, though, because he wasn't going that hard last year, too. And that ACL is really catching up with him, man.
None of them go that hard right now. It's just what happens. None of them play that hard, before Christmas.
You're going to want a playoff spot at some point.
I understand, but when the spring months come, we all know they really start to turn it on. So let's have the conversation again in March and see who's who, because I bet you it'll look completely different than it does right now. Like I said,
see when Draymond gets back.
Wake me up when the NBA playoffs start, because a lot of these things.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. He's done it.
Mike competes with the light tonight. It has a motion sensor. It's like it's either on or
There's no way you can override that?
I've tried 1,000,000 times. I don't know what more I could do.
It is what it is.
It's a sensor, Vince. I can't control the sensor. I can't control the time on the sensor.
What are we doing here?
The fucking light switch. I don't know. Anyways, let's see where it all
Let's see how it pans out. A lot of things will change.
Kawhi Leonard being great is not something that's surprising to me. He's been great. It's just when he wants to turn it on. In his
every game this season so far, I'll take it all day.
Yeah, and then he's going to, like, trip, fall, hurt a ball, one of his means.
Part of me feels like you're rooting for that. Oh,
I'm out.
Part of me feels like you're rooting for that.
No, I'm not. I just know that most of these guys are weak. Now, hey, Bronny James not looking like the first round elite.
Bro. He went into cardiac arrest like a year ago.
Then he's fine.
What do you mean?
God bless him. It's a blessing.
They're playing him on limited minutes. I don't think he's going to be a god at basketball, but they're playing him on limited minutes. It's his first game in college. He hasn't played in like over a year, and he's not going to play for the majority of the game. He's had some good plays. He's had some bad plays. If you're talking about let's wait till midseason, let the kid that had cardiac arrest get more than 3 games under his belt before you start chastising him.
I'm not chastising. I'm just saying anything like, hey, I want the kid to be successful. Don't get me wrong.
Do you?
I do.
He had a fucking heart condition.
I wonder why he had a heart condition. I
don't know.
Why. Conspiracy podcast?
Is it steroids?
No. It's another shot. But I'll digress.
Oh, yeah, we already went over this. Whatever. All right.
Hey, there's a lot of there's been athletes over the past 3 years that have just fucking dropped dead for no good reason.
Okay. I believe
you. That shit didn't happen in the past. No, it's statistics. Just fucking look it up.
Okay. I don't know that for sure, but I believe
Conspiracy
you.
podcast.
Okay.
Conspiracy podcast. All right, let's talk about baseball.
Okay. Did you know they had the All MLB awards show?
No.
Fucking neither did I. What are they doing? They announced.
Did they televise it?
Yeah, it was on TV. It was on December 17th, and fucking nobody knew. And supposedly there was guys in baseball that were like, why are we doing this? Why didn't we market this at all? No one knew this happened. It came and went. They announced a bunch of people. There was a bunch of people at the awards. No one fucking knew about it. They're the worst marketing ever. They're so bad.
Yeah, they don't care. It's just like, yeah, we're baseball. You watch it because your grandpa watched it.
It's so bad,
That's
though.
It's marketing behind baseball.
Why wouldn't you be like, hey, come check out all these guys. All these guys on your team are going to be there. Like, any marketing will do. They did none of it.
You watched it because your funkle turned you onto it when you were a kid.
Well, for sure. But even so, like, help yourselves, guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's baseball. They market the game very poor. I mean, fuck, Rob Manfred, the
commissioner,
overall commissioner of the sport, called the World Series trophy just a piece of metal.
Yeah.
And I quote.
Yeah, he's a dumbass.
Wait, what the fuck? It's just a big boys club, really.
Yeah.
I mean, all the management, all of it. Oh, White Sox news. Grady Sizemore is becoming an outfield and base running coach for the Chicago White Sox.
We already announced that on this podcast, Mike.
I know, but I saw the article again, and I was like, well, new news.
Let's see if he can put a uniform on and make a difference for the team this year.
No, there's not going to be much different. I mean, hey, in a very analytic-driven sport, you would believe the baseball team that's not very good would choose to have an analytics department.
Why do that when you see guy hit ball and be like, good job? Ooga booga booga.
Wow.
It's like we're cavemen. Oh, man. Good job. $400. Nothing more.
That's what the White Sox did in Cuba in like about a decade ago. They just got to Cuba and they were just like, money. And they were just like, okay.
Sure. Yeah, it's literally what it doesn't work out ever, and it won't in the future. But Luis Robert, congrats on your Silver Slugger. And baseball months, Mike, pretty hot, pretty sweaty.
Yeah. Usually pretty hot and sweaty, especially if you just moved to the desert.
True. You know more than anything. And one thing that you got to do if you're running on the basketball court, if you're playing baseball, if you're slamming whiskey for 9 hours and your head hurts, you got to hydrate. And what better way to hydrate than with our friends at Licky 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 Liquid IV. This portion of today's show is brought to you by Liquid IV. That's right, the hydration brand we've all come to know and love is with ya boys. It's festival, outdoor party, and adventure season, and proper hydration is essential. You don't want to miss out on the summertime activities while they're still here. Liquid IV will help you hydrate and stay in the game. I've been using Liquid IV for a few years, and I found a ton of uses for it. Going to sleep after a day-long soiree. This is the product that helps me rehydrate and recover. I brought them with me on hikes, long bike rides, vacations, and maybe most importantly, bachelor party weekends. The beauty of it all is that Liquid IV comes in a small, convenient package that you just add to a bottle of water and drink away. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the Taxi Squad podcast code, TAXISQUADPODCAST, no spaces, at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using the promo code Taxi Squad podcast at liquidiv.com. NFL Week 15 is in the books, and a lot of games happen, Mike. And what we do on this beautiful show that we do is we skip and or rip.
Yes.
And usually we rip even if we skip. So without further ado, let's do that. Chargers and Raiders, immediate rip.
Yeah,
Chargers played the Steelers, and they went 3-0 last week.
This
week, they almost broke the record that the Dolphins did earlier this year. They almost scored the most points in a game's history. If they didn't let off the gas pedal, they would have. And it happened to fire Brandon Staley and the GM of the Chargers as well after that game.
Seat's been hot for a long time, and he sucks.
And it's like, Aiden O'Connell has to throw 4 TDs on our asses, and they need to score 42 points in the first half to be like, all right, it's done. It's finished. If they would have kept going at the pace that they were going at, 84 points would have been the total. I know that's not how it usually works, so they slow it down. But I was hoping they went up to that 70 margin, and they actually scored more than the Dolphins ended up doing it earlier in the season against the Broncos. Just Easton Stick. Isaiah Spiller leading the team with rushing yards. Easton Stick should be a baseball player.
Easton Stick would be a sick baseball player.
Easton Stick is an Easton. A bat is a stick.
Yeah, if he played hockey or if he played baseball, he'd be great.
I'm with you. He actually played okay, all things considering, but that Chargers defense, which I've said ad nauseum the last 4 weeks, it's just Khalil Mack leads the league in sacks. Great. Derwin James, bunch of names. Let up 63 points to Aiden O'Connell is unpermissible. Fucking insane. Not that being said, their coach, defensive head coach.
Defensive coach, too.
What are we doing? Too. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck are we doing here?
And Mike picked the Raiders.
You did pick the Raiders. I thought the Chargers, there's no way they were going to drop another game. And goddamn if I wasn't wrong. They need to make some real changes in that organization. I don't know if that's going to end up happening. It seems like the Chargers are going to charger no matter what. So, yeah, that's that on that. The Raiders just fucked them up, dude.
I'm reading that Harbaugh loves Justin Herbert, believes out of anybody to come out that year of the quarterback talent, it was him, and he'd love to live in Los Angeles again. And now
a lot of smoke.
What the NCAA though, I think they're going to throw the book at him, and he'll get more suspensions next year. They're going to get more violations. You might see a death penalty for Michigan. They've been good for a long time. The arguments to say that, you know what, we want Michigan to get beat down a little bit so they can build them back up, change this, that. I mean, he's been there for almost 10 years anyway, so it might be time. Might be time for him to jump back into L.A. with Justin Herbert, those guys.
Could be.
He would coach the shit out of them. Vic Fangio
or
coming from
couple states down, move into Chicago and take that job too. Possible.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into that shit show.
But that's Chargers Raiders in a nutshell. I don't think we got to go any more onto it. The Chargers fucking suck. Vikings Bengals. Jake Browning season?
He's back. I don't know if he's back. I don't know if he ever was. But hey, he got cut by the Vikings.
He's here.
Kind of I mean, a lot of people
revenge game?
He's better than Joe Burrow. Total revenge game, but he's not better than Joe Burrow.
No. He's obviously not better than Joe Burrow, but I did see the thing this year because I felt this was the case. There's a lot of backups. There's a lot of backups playing right now. Actually, this is about even with the last 5 years about how many backups we get in a given year. So if you think there's a lot of backups, it's kind of the same as it always is. But regardless, Nick Mullins versus Jake Browning. I know everybody was getting up for this game. They're like, fucking turn it on. This is primetime TV, baby.
Football was a snooze fest on
Saturday. Fun game. Overtime game. Cincinnati wins in overtime. T. Higgins absolutely has a fucking game. Couple sick-ass catches in there as well. And then I think the MVP of the team that lost has to be Jordan Addison. Your boy, your USC boy, had a game, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, because really, let's face it, they take away Justin Jefferson, really, at that point, they got nothing. But, I mean, he had 2 touchdowns.
6 focus was receptions, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, 18.5 average yards per catch.
He's a dog.
I'll take it.
Absolute
He's very
dog.
good.
Very good. Will be a great piece for them next season if they could get Kirky Cousins back. But, I mean, Justin Jefferson might test free agency, just saying.
Are the Bengals going to make the playoffs?
I don't think so.
They can. They're 8-6 right now, man.
Yeah, but the Browns are playing good. It's the Ravens' division to lose. They might sneak into a wild card spot, but
that's my thought
on the wild card anyway. So no.
I mean, no one's taking down the Ravens on that division right now. I'll say that with some pretty
AFC
big
South, potentially the weakest division in all of.
You want to say that, but you look at the NFC South and you're like, whoa.
Look at the NFC North also. So horrific.
At least we got the Lions.
Yeah.
Regardless, moving on, Steelers, Colts.
Yeah. Mitch Trubisky sucks.
Dude, he's so bad. I think this is like
bad.
This felt like a bigger shift in like reality, I guess, for Steelers fans. This is very different than any year they've had in the past. I don't know if like Pickett, I don't know if he's the guy. And then you're looking at Tomlin and you're like, do they keep Tomlin? Does Tomlin move on to greener pastures?
Tomlin will never leave. It's going to be like Howard.
Well,
they retire. They stay with the organization forever. That's what they do.
I think it might be like an agreed upon separation, and then Tomlin can move on to another team. Because I mean, like Bill Belichick coached in multiple teams. You could do that.
Yeah, I know that, but that's not the Steeler way. They've had a total of 3 head coaches in their entire history.
Yeah, I mean, Cowher was only there for 8 years, right?
No, Cowher was there since the 90s to like the early 2000s.
That's what I'm saying. I think it might have been 8 to 10 years, and then Tomlin takes over, and he's been ripping it now for like 14, 15 years, something like that. So
yeah, he's still a young man. I don't know. Personally, I believe that there's no way Tomlin leaves. I think they need to get a quarterback, and once they do, they'll be fine. I just think the loss of Big Ben is being felt.
Watch out, Jacksonville, because Minshew Mania is coming for you.
Minshew Mania. The story of this game is that I forget the name, but that hit on Michael Pittman targeting this, that. I think it was a shit throw.
Brutal.
I think he put his guy in a position to get fucked up.
You can't do that. We have a 3-way tie in the AFC South right now with the Jaguars, Colts, and Texans all at 8-6. So watch that coming down the line.
CJ Stroud comes back.
Yeah.
It's on.
It is on. All right, Broncos, Lions. You picked the Broncos in this in a little pick-em game here. Lions end up getting back on track. They're playing a little bit better now. They needed it. 42 points for the Lions, absolutely putting up points. Is this a bigger reality check for the Denver Broncos or the Detroit Lions?
I think it's a bigger reality check for the Broncos. I think they were feeling themselves. I think, the Lions had a good get you back on track game, play really well in Detroit. I mean, who would have thought Jared Goff would throw 5 touchdowns? Not me.
It's because he's in a dome, brother. I swear to God. Jared Goff cannot do cold weather. He just can't do it.
Well, did anybody see did anybody see Sean Payton lose his fucking mind on Russell Wilson? It was awesome.
Sean Payton
just went fucking ballistic on Russell Wilson.
I know, but
I don't know how Russell's going to feel about that. Fuck him.
He fucked up because he didn't call the correct play after that because he was going ham on fucking Russell Wilson, didn't call a timeout, and made a bad situation even worse. So, like, my thing's like, yeah, he's trying to take control of all that shit, but also, like, Know your surroundings. You're in the middle of a fucking game, Sean Payton. Not that it mattered at the end. They ended up beating them by over double, but like, I don't know. I like Sean Payton, but I do think he's.
And then you get mad and like you hit a wall and then you put a hole in the wall.
And then you cut your finger, and you're like, well, you could have just avoided it by not punching the fucking wall after, you dumbass. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
So, I think just don't get angry, right? I think that's the thing.
There you go.
But although Russell Wilson's probably easy to get angry with.
Yeah, if you go 18 for 32 with 1 TD, at least he didn't turn the ball over, but this was all Lions all day.
They were in every sense of the word, caca.
Worst. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I just that's all I got on it.
The worst team ever. They are. I agree. I would say it's done. The worst team ever won this week, Mike. The New Orleans Saints beat the Tommy DeVito / Tyrod Taylor led New York Giants. The New Orleans Saints are the most unbelievably shitty team to watch. Derek Carr had quite a game. How does he work out on all this? I don't know. Alvin Kamara doing a lot for him over there as well. But, like, what are they doing in New Orleans? What are they fucking doing?
They played a shitty team and they won. Bottom line, there you go.
Boring, dude.
Yeah, Derek Carr. That's the one. Yeah, he's okay. And
it's
he's
so
not
boring.
He's not it, and yeah, it's boring. And yeah, I don't disagree. I was just very confused as to Tommy DeVito's agent being on the sideline, looking like a fucking leprechaun. I don't know what the fuck. What's with the green? I mean, you guys out there looking like a leprechaun. He's supposedly Italian. What the
Hey, he's a Hall of Famer for being Italian. Don't you dare forget.
He's full of shit. Whatever he is, yeah. No, now he's $10,000. Now he's,
I heard him.
The price
I heard him on
$10,000.
I heard him on an interview, and he does have like the funniest caricature accent of all time.
It's
and
like,
it just
listen, Christopher Moltisanti, you're an agent. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's kind of what he gives. It's 7-7 ties at the top in the NFC South right now. That's the reason that they're the worst fucking division. The Falcons are one behind with 6-8. We'll see what ends up happening at the end of the year.
I'm sure they're very happy they paid Danny Dimes. Right? You got to be happy you paid Danny Dimes. Brian Daboll's for a way out.
Yes. I don't know what's going on over there. It seems like they're kind of conceding into something that's a little bit better than what they were in the beginning of the year, but it's not doing much for them overall. So, again, the worst fucking team in the world wins again. The Saints might go to the playoffs if the Bucs can't hold on to this. I digress. Bears-Browns. What a game.
We could skip it. We could just skip it.
No, we can't.
We could skip it. I'm sad.
Can't do that.
We don't do that. About them.
We don't do that on this podcast.
They get my hopes up and then kick me square in the fucking sack.
I thought it was for sure. There was a couple plays there where I'm like, holy shit, beginning of the game.
History lesson. You ready for a history lesson?
Yes, but 1 second. Joe Flacco throwing picks. Bears are looking good. We're doing great. And then go ahead with the history lesson.
The Bears have lost 3 games this season where they had a 10-plus point lead in the fourth quarter. That's tied for the most in a season in NFL history. So the odds of them losing this game with a defensive touchdown and 3 turnovers historically is insane. Like it was like 93% or 94%.
This game, 91.3% win probability at its height. There was 2 other games with 90 plus.
I mean, in NFL history, if you look at it, it's probably like 91 to like 7 as to the games lost or won with that lead. I mean, it's just absolutely fucking insane.
Probability worked out for the Bears in those 3 games, we would be 8-6 right now. They would be in charge of the wild card in the NFC, but rather they are 5-9. And we're still confused on what we're doing at quarterback.
Are they cursed? I think, is it safe to say at this point there might be a Bears curse? Maybe Smoking Jay Cutler put a hex on him before he left the building.
Are they the Detroit Pistons of the NFL? Some people are saying.
Are they cursed? I don't know. Are they like the modern day Boston Red Sox of the NFL? Because Mooney. Oh, my God. If we could talk about the Hail Mary or the Hail Mary. I mean, the ball
outside of that play, too, Darnell Mooney needs to start catching the fucking ball.
Yeah, he doesn't look too
He drops the ball a lot.
And then you had Tunyon down the field, wide fucking open.
That was the worst, most egregious play of the whole game. That was brutal.
Oh, my God, I wanted to cry.
So, yeah, the Bears lost. Joe Flacco season is upon us, boys. Joe Flacco, 2 touchdowns at the end of the game, 13 points in the fourth quarter, solidifying that win by 3. Mind you, they did end up going on 4th down in the beginning of the game in a glaringly obvious field goal opportunity in the before the second half started, before halftime, where they could have had it tied and they could have went to overtime. So, what the fuck? It is what it is. We're not trying to win right now anyway, I guess. Caleb Williams' season goes on. Do we keep Fields? No one fucking knows. We're just going to let Ryan Poles do what he does.
I think the Flus is gone. I think Kevin Warren's going to get rid of him.
I think they win this. Staff. I think they win this game. I think they say Eberflus is coming back. I think they lose this game like they did. I think that essentially wrote off Eberflus for the rest of his Bears tenure. Wiggle! He's back.
Flight's been the bane of my existence.
Panthers beat the Falcons, Mike.
Fuck. They won. Damn it.
It is okay. They're still going to have the first overall pick if the season ended today. Desmond Ridder might be the worst quarterback of all time. Already announced next week it is Taylor Heinicke's season in Atlanta.
Nobody cares. Skip it.
The Panthers won. Congratulations.
You won. You won.
Buccaneers, Packers. I'm happy to announce that you were incorrect with your Packers pick this week.
Baker
season. Mayfield.
I shouldn't have gone against Baker, man. He fucking lit it up.
Baker Mayfield is going to start quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year.
Hell yeah, he is.
Confident
Bet
in that.
on himself. He's a dog.
He's good at doing that. He's good at doing the comeback. 7-7 Tampa Bay Bucks, now in the lead of the division, which is depressing for that division. But Packers essentially getting kicked out of a playoff spot now. Love to fucking see it. Thank you, Baker.
Jordan Love, not it.
I'd rather see the Bucks in the playoffs than the fucking New Orleans Saints. I'll tell you that.
Same. Yeah, no, I think the Bucks are legit offense. I mean, Rashad White's a dog. I think you got 2 of the best wide receivers in the game. It's looking good for them.
They can accidentally win one playoff game. They're not going to go to the fucking Super Bowl, but they can accidentally win one playoff game.
Not with Baker. They don't have the defense for that yet. But I think after a draft, I mean, Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach. So,
yep, but head coach, I don't know about all that. The Jets, Zach Wilson, player of the week last week, goes into Miami with vengeance and scores 0 points. It was 0-30.
Wow, we all knew the Finns were going to win this game.
The Dolphins needed a win. Trevor Siemian started 14 for 26, 2 INTs. Not good in New York, but Aaron Rodgers officially cleared and on the 52-man roster. Aaron Rodgers.
He is not going to start.
He's not playing. They're not going to the playoffs. He already announced he's not playing. He's not ready to play. He said he could if they were in a playoff run, but they're not, so it's not going to happen. But Aaron Rodgers is back, so on to next year, Jets. Saleh might be there. Saleh might not be there. No one really knows.
I think that whole coaching staff is gone. I think Aaron gets a guy he wants. And
I don't. I think he likes Robert Saleh, and I think that he really likes Nathaniel Hackett. And I think he wants to run it back with those guys again.
I've never seen somebody so dependent on a player for their success than Nathaniel Hackett. Like, he needs him to be successful. Without him, he's horse shit.
Yep.
So,
his last quarterback and this current quarterback have won the same amount of Super Bowls.
Uno más.
Chiefs, Patriots. Chiefs back on the winning culture, Mike.
Yeah.
Not the best. They gave up 17 points to the Patriots. It's insane. Bailey Zappe's playing better than Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is going to be a career backup, and I think it's just a product of his situation. He sucks. I don't even think he's going to
be a backup. Bailey Zappi, though, will at least play in the NFL next year to some capacity. Not the best Patrick Mahomes game, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire, welcome back to the league. It seems like he's going to get a lot of plays, unless Pacheco is back next week. But it is good to see him play well. But that's really all I have on that.
He's so small. He's a little one. He's a very little one.
He's a pipsqueak, and it's cute.
Caught a touchdown pass. How 5?
True.
No surprise. I'm just tired of Taylor Swift being constantly the fucking.
She said the F word.
She said the F word?
On TV. She said the F word. I
Wow.
know. Kick her out of the stadium.
Kick that bitch
Can't
out of
do
the
that.
stadium. She's a fucking
Whoa.
worshiper.
Jesus.
She's a devil worshiper.
I said she
She's
said
a
the
high
F word, and
priest
you just threw a hard B at her, dude.
Nah. Tired of her.
Okay.
Tired of seeing her face in the NFL.
Well,
Although
not
I bet
going
you she's a
away
really
anytime
nice
soon.
person.
I bet she
She's
is.
a really nice person.
I bet
you
is.
she's not Josh Gad nice, though. Because I hear
True.
Josh Gad really nice.
Josh Gad, I get compared to him sometimes, which I'm not against.
You get compared to Josh Gad, Vince?
Yeah, I'm like, that seems kind of rude, but I'll take it. I do sing, so that works. Okay, moving on.
Fucking Vince.
Texans at Titans. Texans and Titans. Case Keenum.
Case Keenum season coming in, winning a ball game. I just picked the Titans on a rando, and holy cats.
This was a pick 'em for sure. Texans officially back in the race. They're trying to get that AFC South, and again, 3-way tie. So anybody's game. Devin Singletary, thank you God for saving my fantasy season. I'm right now in the semifinals in my other league, and I'm absolutely loving it. First place on the season, semifinals. Give it to me.
Now, in our league that we're in together, Vince and I are horrific, and chances are we're going to be doing stand-up comedy this year because that was the punishment.
No.
So, Vince and I, check us out on your nearest open mic.
Wait, why did two people have to do it? I heard just one person.
We're holding hands, motherfucker. We're going together.
I'm out. Okay, 49ers, Cardinals.
Brock Purdy coming into his home state.
Yeah.
Doing what he does.
The 49ers are the best team in the NFC. And it became abundantly clear this week as we're going to get to the other stuff. But I don't really have much to say. 49ers are fucking really good.
Yep.
Rams beat the Commanders 28-0. Jacoby Brissett sighting, yearly tradition. You always get a Jacoby Brissett sighting. Sam Howell, not playing well. Jacoby Brissett comes in, doesn't play well. Okay.
Well, playing a good defense, and not only that, but I mean, hey, Jacoby Brissett just once a year, you will get a Brissett sighting. He will step on the field. Won't be for a long time. Be a short period of time. That's out. And then, I mean, Bieniemy might be gone. I know Riverboat Ron's going to be gone.
Oh, yeah.
I think Bieniemy might be a perfect candidate for the Bears. If there's anybody to fix Justin Fields, it is 100% Bieniemy.
I have a feeling he's the coach of the Washington Commanders next year. Did you have a bet on Chris Rodriguez leading the team in rushing yards?
I had no fucking clue who that is. If he was sat right next to me right now, I wouldn't know who he is.
Sounds like a kid I went to high school with. I have no idea. But Kyron Williams, welcome back. Rams 7-7, looking for a playoff push. Can Stafford get one more Super Bowl? Some people are saying.
Doubtful. No.
Some people are saying. Cowboys, Bills. Yeah.
We called this. The fucking Cowboys get high on their britches, win a couple big games at home, and then
cook. How do you beat the Cowboys? You run the fucking ball. You run it a lot.
Joe Brady is a dog of an offensive coordinator. I mean, seriously, since he took over, he was like, oh, I have a really good running back. Why don't I just put the ball in his hands?
He looks like his brother like 4 years ago. He looks like he's playing just like his brother did. When's the last time Josh Allen had 15 pass attempts?
Probably college. James Cook, 25 carries, 179 yards, and a touchdown. Insanity.
Mind you, also had a receiving touchdown.
I mean, he was everywhere.
Yeah, he was, 2 receptions, 42 yards, and a receiving touchdown as well. Absolute monster. He's probably the offensive player of the week. I didn't check on that for sure, but you beat the Cowboys by running the ball and controlling the clock. Maybe the Eagles should write that down if they even make the playoffs.
Man. At this point. We got to talk about the Eagles.
We're going to get there. Ravens, Jaguars. Ravens, best team in the AFC.
Easy.
I think we can say that.
Odell officially back.
Yes, for sure. Isaiah Likely officially here. Very fun.
He's arrived.
What I liked, another Baltimore Ravens running back goes down. It's like a weekly fucking tradition.
They might be cursed at the running back position.
It's just
like if you get drafted by the Ravens to play running back, let them take you out back, hit you in the fucking back of the knee with a hammer.
Yeah.
Go get ACL surgery, and then go back on the field.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen every time. Lamar Jackson did lead the team in rushing yards and passing yards, obviously. And it seemed like it worked. And the Jaguars kind of suck.
Yeah,
it's
they're
really
not good
weird.
Right now. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is 100%. I don't think that team's 100%. I think they had a good opportunity last year, and now they're starting to regress, which kind of happens with the Doug Peterson teams.
Yeah. And the Jaguars, too, I don't know. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is the savior as much as people were saying that he is. So
he's good, but he's not. I think if Justin Fields was on that team, I think he'd be doing the same thing.
I am with you 100%. We are now at the last game that happened yesterday. Some people are calling it the Drew Lock game. Some people are calling it the not tush push game. Some people are calling it the Eagles are dead game. I'm not.
Well, I think a large reason Drew Lock wins this game is because Mike is in St. Louis. Drew Lock, Mizzou legend.
Okay. That's why that happened?
Here with fucking fan of the show, Zach, St. Louis homer.
Also Mizzou legend.
Also Mizzou legend. So, you look at this and you're just like, that's the reason why Drew Lock won this game.
Yeah, I think everybody was saying that.
Chicago Mike is officially in St. Louis with a Mizzou legend, and the other Mizzou legend pulls it out.
Okay.
Fucking amazing game, though. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a dog. Yep. He's a ride. No.
I was going to say
him. Chalking up to.
Him, and DK had a fucking game.
Let's be honest. I had a bet that I thought was a fucking shoo-in for DK to score.
Touchdown?
Didn't happen.
He did everything except score a touchdown in this game. Drew Lock taking care of the ball. The Seattle Seahawks running the ball efficiently. The Eagles need to run the ball efficiently. They didn't. Jalen Hurts does not seem 100%. He carries the ball 13 times. DeAndre Swift. Yeah. He was.
It was a
the fact that he played, though, did he need to play? Gear. Yeah, because on Sunday they ended up moving him to questionable from healthy. I don't know. There's trouble in Philadelphia. The defense is not playing well. You could tell that they're old. You could tell that they're getting tired at the end of this season right here, and they're kind of holding on for hope. They were my Super Bowl winning pick. I don't think that's the case this year.
You might be onto something we might have been onto something with the whole Super Bowl color thing scheme.
Could be. 49ers Ravens, is it happening? I think it's getting closer and closer to the truth with every week. Honestly, though, there are teams that are coming up that were bad at the beginning of the season. The 49ers did go on a 3-game skid. I would like to remind everybody of that. So it's hard to do at the end of the year like this, but the Eagles need to fix it, correct it quickly.
I just don't think Sirianni is the genius that everybody thinks he is. I think they lose coordinators.
What does he do? Matt Patricia's calling defense.
Talking about dogs growing plants. Guys being dudes.
Famous Patriots offensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, the defensive coordinator, calling the plays now. For better or for worse, they didn't look that good. So, I don't know. I think they're looking for a solution right now. I think they're looking for something to change it up. And I don't know what they're supposed to do, but it is a little concerning. But this is a team that feels like they can turn it around when the lights get bright. But I'm a lot less confident this year than I was last year.
Fair enough. No, I get it. I think it's going to be something to pay attention to with this team. They had some really big wins, and then they just dropped 3 in a row. I don't think Jalen Hurts playing with the flu helped.
He's playing worse than last year, too, man.
Yeah, they're kind of a one-trick pony right now, and it's like if they get in, the 5-yard line to the goal line, I mean, it's just granted that they're going to do the tush push. Maybe what they need to do is just tush push their whole way down the field and average 2.5 yards each push.
I was going to say, you can't do it on 1-yard plays. That's the only issue. So,
well, right, but if you gain 3 yards, let's say on average per play.
You get 3 yards your way all the way down the field.
Just rugby scrum it straight down the field.
Yep, Jalen Hurts just leaving with 17 concussions. It's okay.
Correct, exactly. He'll leave not knowing his name, but they'll win a game.
Yeah, so we'll see how that ends up working out. Just a quick standing update since we did go over a lot of them. The Ravens officially clinched their playoff spot, so congratulations to Baltimore. They are in the playoffs. Dolphins looking pretty steady to win this AFC East, but they are only 2 games up on the Bills, who have been on a tear recently. The Chiefs, after the Broncos losing, it looks like they're about to shore up another AFC West, so 8 in a row. We talked about the South, tied 3 ways. Other side, Cowboys, Eagles both clinch a playoff berth, both tied. Cowboys have the upper hand on this, so the Eagles need to win up by 1. 49ers division clinched. Lions essentially clinched division, and the NFC South is a fucking mess. But hopefully the Bucs end up taking that away.
And what's our overall record, Vince?
Who's the Bears
right now?
Are me and you.
Me and you are pick 'em.
Well, I did beat you by 1 this week, Mike, which leaves us in a little precarious spot. So I went 11-5, you went 10-6, which leaves you at 130-94, and me at 129-95.
By a game, it's
one game.
Going down to the wire.
This is all you can ask for. This is all you can ask for. Hold on to your bootstraps, boys, because we don't know how this shit's going to end up going the rest of the year here. So,
a lot of playoff implications of the line.
Speaking of,
let's get some picks.
Let's get some picks. All right, first off, Saints at Rams.
Give me the Rams. Saints are terrible.
Saints are playing for the playoffs. Saints are the fucking worst. I'm not picking the Saints. Fuck you, Saints. Give me the Rams as well. Bengals at Steelers.
Bengals.
Browning season. Yeah, I can't take the Steelers. Mitch Trubisky's just not.
Yeah, you can't deal with the Rudolph-led Steelers.
No, thanks. Bills at Chargers.
Bills. Okay, move on.
Yep, same here. All right, moving on. Commanders, Jets.
If Simeon starts, no way the Jets win. If Zachy Boy starts, I think they might be in for a dub. Jets at home are tough. Give me the Jets.
Okay, I will make this a little pick 'em, and I'm going to pick the Commies. We'll see how they can do.
There we go.
Lions at Vikings, NFC North battle.
Jared Goff in a dome. He's going to throw 72 touchdowns.
Facts. Taking them as well. Kellen Mond. How you doing? Keep him moving. Browns at Texans.
Give me the Texans.
You're taking the Texans. And I will take the Browns. All right. Packers at Panthers, Michael.
Give me the Packers.
You're taking the Packers? I'm taking the Packers, too, because the Panthers are the worst.
Panthers, we need that traffic.
Yes, Seahawks at Titans.
Give me the Seahawks. Drew Lock season, full effect.
Will Levis isn't good anymore. I'm taking the Seahawks, too. This is tough. There's a lot of the same picks here. It is what it is. Colts at Falcons with Taylor Heineke.
No, not going to matter. Give me the Colts.
I'm taking the Falcons, man. That Taylor Heineke bump is nice. And they're trying to get in the playoffs right now. And I think the Colts, they get that win and they're like, hey, we'll see what happens. Jags Bucks. Battle for Florida.
Battle for Florida. Florida championship. Florida Bowl. Give me Baker. I got to roll with Baker here.
You're taking Baker. I will take the Jaguars because they're trying to get this run going as well on that side. Cowboys, Dolphins. Raheem Mostert, we didn't say this, 20 touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, he leads the NFL. I mean, insane. I'm going to go with bounce back game for the Cowboys as much as I hate them.
I'll take the Dolphins. I feel like they're really trying to prove a point here. They're going to be at home, warm weather. They're going to like it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah.
There it is.
We got the Chicago Cardinals against the Decatur Bears.
Give me the Bears because I don't think the Cardinals could buy a win if they wanted to right now.
What I've done the last 2 weeks and what I'm going to continue to do is bet against the Bears because either the Bears are going to win or I'm going to win. It's one or the other. So give me the Cardinals. I'm going to go in that direction. Let's deal with it that way. Patriots, Broncos.
Give me the Broncos. Bounce back game. Mile high.
The Patriots are so bad. I'm taking the Broncos as well. Raiders at Chiefs. Raiders 63 points. Doing it again, Mike.
No, Chiefs decimate them.
Yeah, they're winning this game by a lot. The Raiders suck. Giants at Eagles.
Give me the Eagles. Bounce back game.
They fucking need a win. I'm taking them too. They need a win so bad. Ravens at 49ers. Super Bowl matchup?
Potential Super Bowl matchup. End of the season.
Some people are saying.
Probably the best game of the weekend.
Definitely. Some people are saying.
Playing in Cali, I can't go against. It's going to be the fucking 49ers. They're going to contain Lamar Jackson all night long. It's on Christmas. Come on. It's going to be a great game. Give me the fucking 49ers.
Let's make it interesting. I'm taking Lamar. Let's run it back, boys. Win me the championship this year in fantasy, Lamar Jackson. I'm taking the Ravens. There's our picks. Let's see how it works out. I'm back one, and God damn it if I don't end up coming back. This could be a big make or break week for your boy Vince here.
Big old week. Big old week in general, considering Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
And if that is what you celebrate, Merry Christmas. If you celebrate other things, Happy Holidays, in particular, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus.
Hanukkah is one of those.
Hanukkah. If you celebrate Festivus as well. If you celebrate Hanukkah, light a candle for us. We're
Merry
there,
Krampus.
right? Merry Chrysler. As always, people, and this time of the year, it's time to be grateful. We are grateful for you taking the time out of your busy weeks to hopefully bring some joy from the podcast. And as always, share with your family. You're going to be together all fucking weekend, whether you like it or not. Maybe the podcast gives you some escape from reality because, you know, you might have a drunk uncle out there somewhere talking about God knows what. Show him this. Drunk uncle might like this.
Oh, yeah. He definitely would.
Maybe his name's Uncle Mike. Maybe he's Uncle Mike.
It could be. That's our trajectory right now is just two drunk uncles, so I like it.
Funkles.
True.
Funkles.
Yeah.
Funkles. But as always, people, we will see you after Christmas with a live and in-person Christmas spectacular. See you soon.
Peace.